What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring. The one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!
Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and Trent Hoffman, and you're listening to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 156. Today we're talking about Ahsoka 7 and 8. Joining me today is my little buddy Trent Hoffman. He will be featured later in this episode. But first, man, oh boy, we got a lot to talk about in a short amount of time, but that is okay. Hey, please catch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Big T Little T, playing games there, playing Fortnite. Just unlocked Ahsoka. So Ahsoka is a featured character in this latest season of Fortnite Last Resort, and we just unlocked them. Trent and I are having fun in flag football. We haven't won a game yet, and that is very sad, but I feel like we're doing really good and just having fun. Officially boycotting the Bears. My Bears lost to Denver. They were up 28-7 and lost. So we are done with the Bears. And then a quick shout out to my wife, Jen. We just celebrated 22 years. And so, yeah, this podcast and pretty much everything else wouldn't be possible without her. So, quick shout out to her. And so, we had a great time last weekend just celebrating our anniversary and all that fun stuff. So, there you go. All right, let's just dive right into it. We're going to be talking about Dreams and Madness, which is part 7 of Ahsoka. And so the official description is Hera must answer the New Republic while far, far away a reunion takes place. So essentially we have Hera on trial with Mon Mothma. We got what's his face's dad, Macho. Why am I blanking on his name? Oh my gosh, the guy from Resistance. What is his name? Cass. That's right. Oh jeez, horrible. But that's okay. So we have his dad, Chopper, Carson Teva's there. The whole gang's there. Our boy Akbar shows up. That's right. So we're all right there. And they're talking about Hera essentially, disobeying direct order, talking about Thrawn coming back and Jedi maps and Purgles and distant galaxies, and Hamoto is not having any of it, and kind of explains like a coordinated effort with the Imperial Remnant, and even Carson mentions events on Mandalore. So this confirms that season 3 of Mandalore happened, and now Ahsoka's happening in that same time frame. We get the cameo. Holla. I kind of heard about this. Shout out to Rural Farm Boy. He was giving me some scoop on this, and I was like, "Oh, all right, this is gonna happen." And there you go. Goldenrod shows up. C-3PO on behalf of Leia, Senator Leia. That yeah, she was essentially covering for Hera. C-3PO provided a dated transcript that says that Mothma, essentially that Hera was following Leia and all this kind of stuff. Um, but there's a little interesting thing that they mentioned about Leia, and this kind of leads to the resistance down the road, but her role as the leader of the Defense Council. So that's interesting. So again, when we get into Force Awakens, the Resistance is not part of the New Republic at this point, and essentially Leia has splintered off and funded her own army because the New Republic doesn't believe in it or something like that. Again, a little sketch on the details, but that's pretty much it. Uh, and so Mothma knows that, Syndulla didn't, knows that Leia covered for her, um, you know, and stuff like that. But, she essentially says that, why are you so fixated on Thrawn? And basically Hera comes back with like, prepare for the worst and hope for the best, which is totally cool. So now we kind of switch back to, Padira, which is, am I saying that right? I don't know. Parida, yeah, per something. And now we got another Anakin Skywalker. We get the mention of General Grievous, Azad Ventress, and Count Dooku. Great. But we have essentially the same scene that is in Clone Wars Season 7. We get a little glimpse of that of a live action Skywalker telling Ahsoka, you know, um, how to train and how to fight, which was seen in Clone Wars Season 7, which is great. So we get there and get to essentially watch the Purgles leave hyperspace, which was really cool. But then there is a whole minefield of bombs that go after these Purgles, and the Purgles kind of jump out. And at this time, they take the T6 shuttle and blast off into going to planetside. The mines are very similar to what you see in X-Wing start the flight simulator game, so that was a cool little thing. There was mines featured around bases and stuff like that, so this is something you haven't seen in a long time, which is super cool. So now we got Thrawn and Captain Enoch, and understands that the shuttle's out there, so they're trying to find where she's at. And we also find out that Thrawn now knows that Ahsoka's master is Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker and Thrawn have a connection if you read any of the new Timothy Zahn books, and Thrawn put it together that this Anakin is Darth Vader and all that fun stuff. So that's kind of cool. So he knows the dark side of eventually what Anakin Skywalker became. And so they essentially have pinned down Tano, and she escapes, and yeah, there's all that fun stuff where essentially they have to get out of there. They do. They escape and get planetside essentially. Um, so we go back to the hermit crab people, and they have I think they're called Noti. we like him call Hermie Grabs, whatever. Um, but we get to see Ren and Bridger kind of have this thing together, and they talk a little bit. He's trying to catch him up, and there's one even little quip uh, that Emperor died, and Ren replies, "Well, that's what people said." Har har, jab jab, funny, funny, funny. Somehow he returned, but he kind of learns about the New Republic, and gets all kind of up to date. And as they do this, then we have this cool kind of uh, little Western moment when the Raiders show up, and they circle the wagons. And this is a nod to a John Wayne movie. And his name in 1953, uh, titled Circular Wagons, is Hondo. Yes, that's right. So take that there. And yeah, so, anyways, um, so we have that. So essentially, now we have um, everybody there. Um, and we got the hunters, and Sabine and Bridger take out these hunters, which is great. And then um, finally, Ahsoka and Huang show up, and we have this nice little moment where essentially Thrawn thinks that Balin and Shin are together, and Balin kind of shoves off Shin, which he's searching for something more. He's like, "Go find your home. I have another plan," which is kind of interesting because it was very much seemed like Balin and Shin were inseparable, but like maybe the drive of where Balin wants to go is not where he wants Shin to go. I don't know. But Shin shows up with the Raiders, trying to take everybody out, and they kind of do the circle wagon thing with the Hermie grabs. And yeah, so now we have Ren and Ezra fighting together. Uh, Ezra's like, I don't need a lightsaber. And I was hoping for more of a Shang-Chi kind of thing, but he kind of struggles a little bit with the Force and all that fun stuff. But eventually, they come over top and get the best of the Raiders, and then Shin shows up, and they have a battle, and then Ahsoka shows up, which is great, and then essentially fleeing Shin, which is great, and it's awesome. They have this great little battle, um, and then Thrawn sends some stormtroopers and little gunships that we get to see in Rebels, and I believe they're featured heavily in Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, so that's pretty cool. They're kind of like a little TIE fighter dropship, if you will. I don't know what they're exactly called, but yeah, they're just like little gunships, which is cool. And then Thrawn thinks Balin's going to help, but that's where we see Balin and Shin kind of. So he's like, well, okay, well, all right. So now, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. They were acceptable losses. And this is where Elizabeth Morgan is like, okay, Thrawn, what are you talking about? Um, yeah. So now we have this really cool moment of uh, Ahsoka and Ezra hugging, and it's great. Everyone's happy. Yay! It's fun. Um, and then Bridger is, they introduce they're together. Um, and here's the thing that at the end of this, Ezra makes the comments telling them that he feels like he's going to be going home. Um, and that's it. Dreams of Madness. Pretty cool, man. But, going into the finale here, it's like, what is going to happen? There's too much stuff. And then the runtime, I think, was announced a couple days ago, was coming in at like 49 minutes with probably like 43 runtime or whatever. And it's like, come on, what is going on? Get it, get it, get it, get it. But so this one is directed by Rick Famuyiwa. I can't even say his last name. I'm not even gonna try. Rick, our buddy Rick. He's directed a couple Mandalorian episodes. He's tight. Executive producer. All this good stuff. Also written by Dave Filoni. This debuted October 3rd, the day of this recording, and it's called Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord. So this is a nod to the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is the Narnia books, which is kind of cool. And a nice little nod to that, which is awesome. And so now we have the finale. Well, of course, this is a big deal. So let's take a moment, and I'm going to say, let's talk to Little T and see what he thinks. So here we go. We recorded this right before we watched the show. Check it out. Hey, Big T, Little T here. We are T minus 5 minutes.
Yep.
From the Ahsoka finale, season 1. I got Little T here. Hi. Okay. We are thinking what? What is one thing you want to see from this finale?
I just want to see like a new species. That would be amazing. Like,
you want to see a new species?
Or like how another good one is how the last episode was how they escape. Wondering how they do that, and
yeah.
It would be cool if she had like a kind of not like a seizure, but she like passed out.
Who had a seizure or passed out? Sabine?
No, not Sabine.
Shin?
No. Ahsoka.
Okay.
Imagine she passes out and she fights like Darth Vader like that. What's it called? She had like
the world between worlds.
Yep. And like the fight between that would be amazing.
So you want her to fight Darth Vader?
Not her, Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Yes.
Yeah, but you want Ahsoka to fight Darth Vader again?
Or Anakin. That would be amazing.
But we kind of already saw that a little bit.
Yeah, but imagine like a full
fight.
That'd be cool.
Okay. So you want to see a new species, and then Ahsoka fighting Darth Vader in the world between worlds.
Yes, and
okay. All right. Here's the question: is Thrawn getting back? Are we gonna see that? Yes. Yes. Okay.
They always do that.
They always do that. Okay. Here's my hot take.
What?
Somebody gonna die.
Yeah.
Not yeah. But I'm kind of thinking. This is my hot take. Okay. Ezra.
Yes.
Does not make it back.
Why?
Because he's gonna do like a Kanan and save Sabine.
But we've only seen him for one episode.
Sometimes that's okay. So he sacrifices himself to get Sabine and Ahsoka back. We for sure Thrawn's getting back because he got the big old hyperspace ring with Elsbeth with Morgan. But
it's a wild theory.
I mean, it's not too wild because in the last episode, Ezra's like, I think I'm actually gonna go home. What's it called? Foreshadowing.
Yep.
Foreshadowing. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I don't know, man. It's there's a lot to be said. All right, so you want a new species besides your hermit crab guys?
Yeah.
You love those hermit crab
I
guys.
Love them.
They're so cute.
And funny.
And they're well dressed.
Mm-hmm.
But so you want a new species, and Thrawn's getting back, and you want Darth Vader and Ahsoka.
That would be actually cool.
World between worlds.
Yeah, that would be actually
cool.
Okay.
I am saying Ezra does not make it back, and they definitely Thrawn, and I think my gut is this is going to be like a cliffhanger because there's a lot to get through, man. There's like Balin. What's Balin gonna? Is Balin gonna find somebody? Who's calling him in the Force?
Who's Balin again?
The gray-haired Jedi, dark Jedi.
Oh yeah.
Or Shin.
Oh yeah, Shin. Or
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, He told Shin, "Get out of here, man. You go, whatever."
And the other thing I'm
Yeah.
wondering, like, where's Zeb?
I know. Where's Zeb?
We
He's
need
hanging.
Zeb.
Zeb.
He's so what kind of species?
Gosh, I don't know.
So is he taller than Chewbacca?
He's about the same size as Chewbacca. Yeah.
They're like
They're like bros, man.
Like, remember in the Predator? I've never seen a Predator movie, but there's like there's like funnier version of it. It's funny,
Okay.
and it's like it's not as like it's like
Zeb in this or what?
No,
Oh.
but like at the first one, Arnold and what's his name?
Carl Weathers.
Yes, when they're like, and they like the biceps just show like
Yeah.
that's him and Zeb.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I think okay. Remember how Empire Strikes Back ended? They had like the bad guys won, but Luke and Leia are like, okay, we're gonna fight another day. Han got captured by Boba Fett, and Lando and Chewie go off. I feel it's gonna be like we're gonna see Thrawn enter the real, the galaxy we know. But there's still gonna be a little hope, like Ahsoka's coming back or whatever.
Yeah, I just don't like the theory about like
Somebody's gonna die.
the die. I don't mind,
Okay.
but
We're gonna circle back. We're gonna come right back after the episode, after we watch it, and we'll see if we're right and see where it's at. So
Big T.
Big T, Little T signing off for just like
No,
an
I'm
hour.
not Big T. I'm Little T.
You're Little T. I'm Big T.
Yes.
And we're signing out just for a little bit, and we'll come back and see if we're right,
Yes.
wrong, or indifferent.
Yes.
Okay. Peace. Be right back. Bye.
Okay. Did we get these things right? I'm not sure. But we're going to find out really quick here and see if we did get these things right. There's a lot to process in this episode. And so let's get our initial reactions from myself, obviously, and Little T. So take a listen right now.
Okay. 40 some minutes later, 43 and change. Okay, Trent. Wow.
That's probably one of the best ones.
That was pretty amazing. We had zombie death troopers.
The Death Troopers.
The Death Troopers that were actually Death Troopers.
So one day, something like chipped off. Their jawbone was there.
Yes, we got to see actual like zombie death jawbone thing, and it was great.
And
Lot to process. We'll be talking about this more
we
later.
saw the owl.
This is we saw the owl. That means the Force is with her.
What kind of owl though?
That is called a Morati or more. It's basically a Force owl. It's like wherever the Force is happening. We got to see one in Mandalorian when Ahsoka is talking to Grogu.
What? Did we?
Yes, there was an owl there. Mm-hmm.
No, there wasn't.
That's when we found out Grogu's name. Yep, when Ahsoka and Grogu meet for the first time with Mando in the tree. Mm-hmm. Remember, she talks about Master Yoda and all that. There's an owl there.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. I know we'll probably be talking about this a lot more later, but quick cuts. What do you think, bro?
Amazing.
Yes.
The best.
So we had a little switcheroo. Now I said at the beginning, where someone's gonna die, and I said, I think Ezra's gonna be behind to get Ahsoka and Sabine back. And what actually was the flip? They got Ezra back home, and Sabine and Ahsoka stayed.
Yeah, and they're gonna come back though.
And they're gonna come back.
And I saw a new species.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a new species.
What was it?
Owl.
Owl. Yes,
No, it's
that was
not
cool.
new, but it's pretty.
Yeah. Morgan got an upgrade.
Yeah, what's
She
this?
got like a new death sword thingy bobber.
And she's like,
So interesting enough, though, Shin stayed. We saw Shin stay with the Raiders. So it's like Shin and the Raiders, and then Balin we got to see, but we never got to see what he was searching for. But he was on some kind of mountain with like two
distinct like Jedi looking dudes in the background, which was super cool. And then Sabine at the end is like, yo, I feel something, maybe something in the clouds or whatever. Then she turns away, and then Ahsoka has a look, and then Ahsoka kind of nods and then leads back, and Anakin Skywalker, baby. Yes!
Woo!
That was
Fun
awesome.
fact, actually,
Fun
fun
fact.
fact.
What's a fun fact?
So do you know how at the end Darth Vader, when he's getting burned, he turns good?
Yes.
He's not evil. He was misjudged.
Right.
And
Yeah.
He actually succeeded his mission.
He did.
Because he killed Emperor Palpatine.
He brought balance to the Force. Yes.
And Obi-Wan at that moment, he's like,
You did it. You done good, kid. You done good, kid. So, pretty cool stuff. We got to see a lot of different things, but obviously it didn't answer. There's still a lot of different things. We don't know what Balin's searching for. We still got Shin there with the Raiders, and then now we have Ahsoka and Sabine with our Herbing Crab friends and Huang. So we don't know what's going on there. And then what are your thoughts? What's in the caskets? Are those a lot more zombie death trooper dudes?
Or clones?
Ooh, I like it. Okay, so maybe clones could be. And then we got to see Ezra and Chopra and Hera align, like basically reunite, which was awesome. I was hoping they would hug, but they kind of kept it like at a distance before it cut. Yeah, because like we had the ghost in the background, which was super cool. But then I was just hoping that Hera and him would like run and hug or something, but it like cut off,
Like, nope.
Nope. See you next season. So
The wrong number.
the bummer part is either we gotta wait for a Filoni movie or we gotta wait for season 2 of Ahsoka, but there is a lot of different things that are left on the table. But hey, quick cut. We loved it.
Yep.
Big thumbs up. Mm-hmm. You think it's the best one? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a close second because of the Hermes. The Hermes, when they showed up.
The Hermes, when they showed up, I was like, yeah. When the Howler was sniffing that rock, I'm like, that's a person. And it turned out to be a hermit crab, and it was great. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. This one and the one with Anakin and Ahsoka in the World Between Worlds was probably my favorite. Yeah.
It's so many things that they're good. It's so many.
This definitely was a solid season. So we'll be talking about more. We're gonna have Keith and Kerwin on in a couple weeks here. We're gonna be talking about all of Ahsoka, but that was a quick cut right there, brother. Next time, Big T.
Little T.
And we'll see you in a little bit. Peace. Good job, dude. Okay, there you have it. We really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I get first takes. It's always fresh. It's great. It's super fun. It's always cool to see finales. After bore off for a couple minutes here, I mean, there's so much still left. So you have to think, what does this mean? Like, are we gonna get Ahsoka episode, a second season? I would lean towards that because I feel like a lot of this needs to be still covered in a second season, or is this the Filoni movie, Avengers movie? I mean, it was probably 1,001 shot that we got to see some Mando or Grogu in this episode. That did not happen. But what I'm going to be, not that I'm lying to anybody, but I'm completely honest. I wanted more Balin. Knowing that Ray Stevenson passed away is super sad, and it bums me out every time I see him on screen because he's so good in this series. So good. But I was hoping for a little bit more, or at least a hint of what he was searching for, because now it's almost like the Cara Dune situation where they could just write off her character, and I don't want them to write off Balin. I just think that is like, there was the thing buzzing around the interwebs where, you know, his wrist bracelet was deciphered and it had Luke, Leia, and all the peeps, all the original peeps on his wrist gauntlet thing, and it's like, what does that mean? And you know, there's a lot of things. Obviously, Shin is still there on the planet, and so yeah, there's just a lot of different things to be done and said and all that kind of stuff. But we couldn't land on I could not remember the species of the owl, but it's a moray. So they are essentially a special convor that has ties to the daughter and a connection to specifically um, the Ahsoka. We get to see that a little bit. And again, hey, if you're playing Fortnite, that is also a backpack item, which is super super cool. So yeah, I don't want to get too much in the details and the spoilies and all that kind of stuff, but um, definitely go check it out. We're gonna be talking to Keith and Kerwin in a couple weeks, so we'll definitely break this down a little bit more. But I just want people to munch on a little bit more before we go too hog wild. But there's still a lot to be said. I'm really glad that we got to see um, Anakin again with the Force Ghost. That was super awesome. And we got to see again. We talked about this too. Like we actually get to see Death Troopers. I knew they weren't normal guys. I was hoping, Morak was like a black dark magic gas or hornets or whatever it was. It was, but I love that little mystical part at the beginning with the dark magic with the Night Sisters. It's great to see that in live action. Yeah, it's really cool to see all those kind of pieces put together. And we get to see that in a live action piece, and Morgan got a little upgrade, which was awesome. Um, but yeah, there's a lot, like what is calling Balin and what is that? What are those statues? All that kind of stuff. There's just a lot left. Because, like, why wouldn't the Night Sisters tap into that or Thrawn tapped in it? I mean, they allude to Ezra not going and trying to challenge Thrawn because just of all, which makes sense. It's a suicide mission, but it's almost like Thrawn's like, well, you're not a threat. I'm not a threat. You're not a threat to me, so I'm not going to really pursue you, which is kind of interesting. But and yeah, there's just so much out there, and I really want more Balin. That's all it really boils down to. But, anyways, super, super cool. So, hey, um, what'd you guys think? Let us know. Love to read some comments, and you could drop that at email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. Give us, let us know what you want, or let us know what you thought of the finale and all that fun stuff. So, um, also, light it all up, our little trivia section. I mentioned a John Wayne film. What's that film and what was his name? Drop us an email. We'd love to send out a little prize pack. We got some swag. We'd love to give it to you. Also, I will be sending this out in the Twitterverse very soon, probably Friday. Let's just say that. We got to 2,000 followers on Twitter, so thank you so much. Super awesome. Keep on spreading the word. We'd love to continue to just get out there and get a little bit more exposure. And anyways, we got a little giveaway, so check that out. Check that out on Twitter soon. I'll be sending that out shortly, and it might be Legos. Okay, it is Legos, but yeah, so check that out. Yeah, and that's another episode. So thanks again, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses, for listening to another official episode of Big T Little T, a Star Wars podcast, episode 156 in the books. You can find us on the socials, Big T Little T Podcast, Instagram, BLILT Podcast on Twitter. Definitely follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Big T Little T. We love to hang out with you, and hopefully we'll get there this weekend and talk a little bit more Ahsoka while we're playing some games. Again, comment, tweet, rate us on Apple Podcast, or not tweet us on Apple Podcast, but give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. tweet that to us. We'd love to read the read the review on an upcoming episode. Again, just email us at bigtlotpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to drop us a question, what you got, what theories you got, what you want to see in the next episodes of Ahsoka or the movie or whatever, you got it. And then next time we'll be talking Star Wars and all that fun stuff. I mean, always bummed when another series ends. It's not fun, but we shall see what comes up next. So again, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. May the Force be with you always. Bye.
Dad, look at the droid selling queso.
It's not polite to talk about others like that.
It's okay, kids. What are the chances he's gonna hear us?
It's high. It's very high. Don't worry. You can make up for your embarrassment by procuring some of my queso. It has flavor.
Only K2's Mucho Queso is made from a blend of Bantha and Thala siren milks.
Here, ingest this.
Ew, it stinks.
I could say the same for you.
What?
This is so good.
Congratulations. Your taste buds are being rescued.
Daddy, let's buy it.
Your behavior, young lady, is continually unexpected.
Rebels will love the home-style meltiness of K2's Mucho Queso. The Empire? Well, Marva said it best.
Let's get going, kids.
Try K2's Mucho Queso. You'll love it. Cassian said you had to.